Home Field Show brought to you by Central Bank of the Ozarks. Central Bank of the Ozarks with many locations throughout the state of Missouri. Also presented by Lionel Labor's Local 663, Building Missouri and Building Missouri State University. Also Burgess and Associates, the Bank of Billings, Doak Propane, Great Southern Bank. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. Member FDIC. Had a chance earlier this week to catch up with some of the folks in Class 1 girls and boys basketball to kind of talk a little bit about districts as they head in. We got folks from all across the state of Missouri, including South Iron. We got to visit with Dusty Dinkins, who's a two-time defending state champion coach there at South Iron. So without further ado, we'll play our commercial, and then we'll go right to Dusty Dinkins.
Believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support for life. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters.
Enjoy a fresh start to your meal at Pizza Ranch, where the salad bar is always included with your buffet. Every day you'll find garden fresh greens, colorful veggies, and sides for every appetite. It's the most refreshing way to balance out a meal while leaving plenty of room for your other buffet favorites. Convenient, fast, and fresh. It's the Pizza Ranch Salad Bar. Mmm.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a time like this, in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and they care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's a lot better now.
It was like a huge weight lifted.
Welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Coming to you live from the Pizza Ranch studio. Pizza Ranch, our host for our tip-off clubs around the state of Missouri. Pizza Ranch with 7 locations. Best fried chicken in the state of Missouri. I promise you I eat there every Monday, and you can tell, too, as well. But certainly glad you've tuned in. This hour of our show brought to you by, or the segment of our show brought to you by Central Bank of the Ozarks, Chevy dealers of the Ozarks, Doak Propane, Lionel Labor's Local 663. We go down to South Iron High School. We welcome back the two-time defending state champion head coach of the South Iron Panthers, Coach Dusty Dinkins. Coach Dinkins, hey, thanks so much for your time today.
Hey, thanks for having us on. We're always look forward to visiting with you and talking some hoops, and look forward to moving into the postseason, hopefully playing well.
21-4 on the season, obviously back-to-back state champions. What did you kind of have to replace coming into this season, off of last year's team, and who's kind of stepping into those roles?
Well, we lost 2 All-Staters, one my son, Drennan Dinkins, and the other one, DJ Prater, and they're both playing at the next level right now and really doing a nice job. We also lost Champ McMurray, a crucial piece to our basketball team, and he's actually playing golf at Evangel. So we have 3 guys that are doing well at the next level, and we're replacing those with some guys that played last year. Got significant minutes, a couple starters. One is Martez Burst. He's our point guard. He's grown a little bit, really matured physically and understanding the game, and doing some really great things for us this year, averaging about 21 a game. And, Colton Dinkins, my nephew, and Gabe Rubel are a couple more seniors that, played a lot last year and are doing a really nice job their senior year for us. And we're Also have some underclassmen. Sawyer Huff, a sophomore. He's really having a nice year for us. And Marquise Burse, Martez's brother, is a junior, and he's really coming along and really has gotten a lot better throughout the course of the season. So, we have 5 guys there, and those 5 that are either averaging double figures or close to it. And then we have a couple more guys that are really working hard. Presence inside, and Hunter Huff, Will Malone, and Eli Kruger is our other senior. And, we play 7, 8 guys, and they all contribute and help our basketball team.
Well, it's awful hard to replace, talking about Drennan Dinkins, coming in last year. I think he had 32 points in the first half of the state championship game, a contestant there for the Mr. Missouri basketball, and he's playing here at Southwest Baptist. Has your style changed at all? Or do you, if I went out and watched you guys play, and I will hopefully get to see you guys play, but if I went out and watched you play, has the style changed a little bit maybe from last year's team?
Not a whole lot. We are a different basketball team, but we're trying to do some of the same things we've done in the past. We're a little bit longer, maybe quicker than last year defensively. But offensively, obviously, we aren't the same caliber of team. It's really hard to lose a guy like Drennan and DJ and Champ that really can get it rolling on the offensive end. But these guys have done a good job. But we're similar, but we just have some different personnel and a little different looks a little bit in our defense.
As you look now, you're 95% of the way done through with your regular season. Talk about what you've got coming up here before we talk about your district.
Well, this last week, it's kind of like last year. Last year, we lost 2 out of our last 3 games going into districts. We played a really outstanding Fatima team and went to Steelville, had a heartbreaker there, and then followed it up with Festus on our home court at the end of the year. And we dropped it to Fatima and Steelville, but won against Festus. Kind of same thing this year. Steelville last night, we lost a tough one in double overtime to a really fantastic Class 3 top 10 team. And we go to Festus on Friday, and they are an outstanding basketball team with a high-level point guard that's committed to play football wide receiver at Purdue. So for us, being a Class 1 school, scheduling some of these teams that really have great athletes and good coaches and good programs really shows how hard you have to play, but also how well you have to execute against those types of teams. And we just hope that helps us moving into the postseason where we're just a little bit sharper, playing a little bit more focused and a little bit more hungry.
You guys at this point relatively healthy?
Yes, we are. We had some injuries. We had some illnesses throughout the course of the season, just like everybody else. But right now, I think we're in a really good place. I think that our team, doesn't have anything that we're kind of worried about going into the postseason. But, we still have to finish up here, one more game and a few practices, and hopefully we'll stay healthy and stay in a good spot.
Again, visiting with Dusty Dinkins, the head coach at South Iron Panthers head coach, back-to-back defending state champion. As you go into this Class 1 District 3, there's really just maybe 3 teams. When you look at that, you've got a very good Bunker team who's 20-4 on the season. You've got an Eminence team that's 13-12, but they played Bunker to 1 point. Talk a little bit about those top 3. The remaining 5 teams in the district, 4 teams in the district have got combined 12 wins. But anybody can sneak up on anybody. But, right now, are those the top 3 seeds going into the district?
Yes, like you said, Eminence is a 3 seed, but, they're barely over 500, but they're a very young team, and they've really gotten better throughout the course of the season. And they played Bunker 1 game to 5, and then the other night, Bunker hit a 3 in the corner to win by 1, at the end of regulation. So they're a very capable basketball team. They've got size. They've got some ability at the guard play. They really have some good underclassmen. But obviously Bunker is, they're a state championship caliber basketball team in Class 1. They've got a 6'5" kid, Cade Sutton. He's a 2-time All-Stater, and he will play at the next level. I know he's drawing interest from 3 or 4 colleges. He plays above the rim, but he also shoots it from 3 really well. He's been shooting, I think, about 47% from 3 on the year. And when you have a guy that's at 6'5", that's hard to combat. And they have 3 other seniors in the starting lineup, so they're senior heavy. They understand what it takes to get the job done. And they've got a Hall of Fame coach, and Coach Gorman. He's, I think, won over 600 games in his career. So it'll be a great challenge for us. We played them twice this year and actually have been behind in both games, I do believe, by more than 10 points in the first quarter, first half, and was able to, right that ship, so to speak, and in the second half, able to flip that game a little bit. So we're hoping that we don't, if we do see them in the finals, that we don't start off on a bad foot like we have in the past. But it'll be a real challenge for us, and it'll be a state championship caliber game in the district finals.
And where will that district be played, and when does it start?
It'll be played at Ellington High School. It's a neutral location. The schools in our district, we were fortunate enough that Ellington was willing to host. So we're going to go over there, and they're kind of centrally located. And it starts next week and next Monday. So
very good. And it's a familiar road. And, you guys are playing really well right now. And like you said, Steelville, they're 21-3. I mean, there's no slouch, in that contest last night with Steelville. But Coach Dinkins, we greatly appreciate you being generous with your time, and best of luck. And maybe I'll get to sit on your bench again this year, like I did last year in the state championship game.
Well, thank you. And we would look forward to that, and hopefully that happens. So you brought us some magic last year.
You bet. Dusty Dinkins, South Iron Panthers head basketball coach. You're watching the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. Hey, welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network. Hey, certainly appreciate Coach Dusty Dinkins there being part of the show today. Just running down through some of the Class 1 districts where they'll be played and who the number 1 seeds are on the girls' side. District 1 is at Naylor, and Delta is the number 1 seed there. Class 2 is at Lesterville, and South Iron on the girls' side is the 1 seed there. Class 3 is at Chadwick, and Chadwick will be the number 1 seed there. All these games begin on the 21st, which is next Tuesday. Halfway will host the district, and Walnut Grove is the 1 seed there, but they're moving the championship game to Southwest Baptist. District 5 is at Wheatland. Max Creek is the 1 seed. District 6 is at Liberal. Golden City is the 1 seed there. District 7 is at Drexel, and Hume is the 1 seed. District 8 is at Green Ridge, and Leeton is the 1 seed there. District 9 is at St. Elizabeth, and St. Elizabeth, the home team, is the 1 seed. District 10 is at Madison, and Community R6 is the 1 seed. District 11 is at La Plata, and North Shelby is the 1 seed. And coming up in just a moment, we'll hear from Chris Parsons, the head coach at North Shelby. District 12 is at Meadville. Meadville is the 1 seed. District 13 is at Norburn, and Santa Fe is the 1 seed. District 14 is at Mercer. Mercer is the 1 seed. District 15 is at King City, and King City is the 1 seed. And District 16 is at Northeast Nottoway, and Jefferson Conception and South Nottoway, or with South Nottoway, are the 1 seed and the defending state champions. And without further ado, we'll get right to the interview. Track down Chris Parsons, the head coach at North Shelby. And I believe they're ranked 3rd in the state in Class 1. So here's what he had to say about his team and the upcoming district. Hey, welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Coming to you live from the Pizza Ranch studio. Pizza Ranch with 7 locations across the state of Missouri. They host the Missouri Sports Network quarterback clubs, tip-off clubs, and soon the leadoff club coming up middle of March as we wind down here our winter sports season. As always, we're presented by Central Bank of the Ozarks, Liuna Labor's Local 663, Building Missouri and Building Missouri State. Also presented by Great Southern Bank with more than 100 locations in 6 states. They care as much about your money as you do. Member FDIC. Also presented by Doak Propane for all your propane needs in Polk County and surrounding counties. See the folks at Doak. Doak Propane, however, probably doesn't sell a lot of propane at North Shelby High School, as where we are going next. And Lady Raiders head coach Chris Parsons. Coach Parsons, thanks so much for your time today.
Hey, I appreciate you having us on here.
Coach, you guys, you're 23-3 on the season. You've played your last regular season game as you head into districts here, and kind of tell us a little bit about your team. Um, Obviously, a tremendous season, but tell us a little bit about the Lady Raiders.
Well, first of all, I'm blessed to be a part of this. I was able to take over from Coach Daniel, who moved on to become an administrator. I got 5 who are starters night in and night out. Anytime you take over a group of just well versed in basketball and pretty much any sport they play, whether it was softball, track and field, great in the classroom. So I've just been blessed. First of all, with a great group of seniors. I got a couple of really good juniors, really good sophomores, and then I've got 3 really good freshmen. You put all that together at the Class 1 level, it's bound that most of the time you're going to have a good.
As you look back at the season, and obviously with a lot of upperclassmen coming back, you had to feel good about it coming in. But was there a point during the season where you kind of felt like maybe they're turning the corner? You've won, I believe, 10 or 12 in a row, going back to that Northeast Cairo loss in your own tournament. And since then, you've been undefeated. Was there a time maybe, and maybe that's the game that you maybe point to as to where you grew up a lot?
Well, we go back to this summer. When I walked in here in the gym, I looked at the girls and told them we were going to change pretty much everything. They're a great group of athletes, but they had never. So that was the first and foremost thing we had to do. So it took us a lot of time this summer, but then we went played in a huge shootout down there and got a couple of really good wins against a elite team and a couple teams at that moment that they kind of started to believe. And then as we rolled into the season, we started off like a really good Schuyler County team in the Tri-Rivers Conference Championship of that tournament, and Shelby, who's a really good Class 3 team, gave them everything we wanted, but they beat us. Even though they believed, they were still trying to figure out that they could do it every night against a really good quality. As we get through Christmas, we end up, we beat a really good Canton team, and then we played that Schuyler, lost to them that second time. So again, still trying. We were getting a lot of wins, but we were night. And then all of a sudden, we got another quality win against another Canton team again, who's a really good class. Schuyler County 2 more times throughout the season. And then, like you said, then we played Cairo, and they beat us by 30. I was gone that night. I had some family issues we had to take care of. Coaching girls, it's an emotional game, and not to have their head coach. That morning it was announced that I threw everything off, but I was back the next night where we were able to knock off Schuyler County again, and I think they realized, hey, with coach and us together, I think we can get this. We played some really good basketball, and I've got, like I said, a great group of seniors. And it's you finish 23-3, and you're proud of a great season. But as I told the girls, we're at that point now, and hopefully the key word is believe. Hopefully they believe they can do it, and hopefully we can make a run here.
Members of that Class 1 District 11, you are the 1 seed, and that's going to be, I believe, hosted by La Plata.
Yep.
And that starts next Tuesday. It'll be the opening round of that tournament. You guys, fortunate, you get a bye, and then you'll take on the winner of La Plata and Brashear. How familiar are you with those 2 teams?
We played Brashear earlier, and I've seen La Plata in a couple of different tournaments. We actually haven't met up with them. It'll be a good matchup for us in that second round, whether it's La Plata or Brashear. Just adage, if we go out and play basketball and do what we're supposed to do, we hope good things happen. But who it is, or Brashear getting another shot at us, it'll be tough. And then if we get through that one, you're probably Atlanta the 2 seed, or Novinger the 3 seed. And again, we've played both of those in a couple of good games. So it's not going to be handed to us, and we know at this point in the season, game by game, we got to be ready.
If you're fortunate enough to get to win that district, whomever wins that district, then you guys will go probably see the winner of the Meadville district.
Yep. And by the looks of things, and again, you never know how things are. You're looking at a tough Meadville team who, again, is ranked number 1 this week and deserving basketball. And, I talked to a lot of people that look at them and say, you know what, they're small. And they tell you what, they bought into what Coach Carvajal's doing, and that's a group of girls right there. And, we like to matter again. We got to get there first, and they've got to get there. But, that's a matchup that I think a lot of people.
Very good. Are you guys team-wise, are you relatively healthy going into districts?
Yeah, we are. We're 100% healthy right now, which, this late, we've been blessed. Caroline Limburger, one of my seniors, she was out all last year with an ACL, and it was a little slow going getting back in this season. But about 3 weeks ago, she decided it was time to take that, just trust that everything was great, and she's really started playing some great basketball. Hit her 1,000th point the other night. That's a big piece of our puzzle. So if I got her back at a fully 100% now, and the rest of the girls kind of buying, good time to be a Lady Raider right now.
You bet. Well, Coach Parsons, we greatly appreciate your time here on high school game days. We've kind of been running around the state. We've had South Iron on as well. We'll maybe reach out to Meadville also here, but we appreciate being part of the Missouri Sports Network today.
Hey, I appreciate you having us on here. It's always good to get that recognition and hear from you guys. So hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to you again.
You bet. Hey, good luck, and go out and get that district championship. We'll have you on the following week as you prepare for that District 12 champion.
Hey, I appreciate it.
You bet. You're watching the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. And welcome back. And I apologize for the audio trouble there and in that segment with Coach Parsons. But hopefully you can kind of make out what he said about his team there. I tell you what, as you look around these districts, there's some great districts. You look at Delta, South Iron, Chadwick, and Walnut Grove, all ranked in the top 10, during the season. And Walnut Grove and Coach Rory Henry, they've just kind of punched their ticket almost every year over the last decade. It seems like Walnut Grove has gotten there. Coach Henry's team, a little banged up this year. Got to talk to him, track him down and visit. He's got 4 starters injured and maybe getting 2 of those back, but had an opportunity to track him down earlier this week. And this is what Coach Henry had to say. Welcome back to High School Game Day here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Coming to you live from the Pizza Ranch studio and brought to you by Central Bank of the Ozarks, Doak Propane, and Liuna Local Labor 663. Going not too far from our studio to Walnut Grove. We've been all over the state today with Fett Donovan, Schuyler County, South Iron on. We go just a little bit down the road here to Walnut Grove High School and Lady Tigers head coach Rory Henry. Coach Henry, thanks so much for your time today.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Coach, you're about 95% of the way through your season. The district seeds have been set up. Tell us a little bit about your team. You've won, it looks like 10 in a row going into the districts.
We've had a little bit of an up and down year, battled some injuries, but we've played really well at times and struggled a little bit here or there at times. Like I said, with some of the injuries that we've dealt with. We had a starter go out second game of the year with an ACL injury that really hurt us, but we battled around that. Got some kids that stepped up, played really well around Christmas time. And here at the end of the season, we were playing fairly well, and we've ran into some more injury problems here late. Got another ACL injury, unfortunately, one of our post players, and then we're dealing with a couple ankle injuries. So, with last 2 games, we've been playing with 4 starters out, which, has been a good thing, honestly, for our freshmen. Got some freshman kids that hadn't got to play a whole lot that have now stepped into the lineup and done some great things, and you're seeing them come along. So we take that as a positive, I think, and battling through some little adversity, but we hope to get some kids back here at the end and roll into districts next week. We won't be completely healthy, but we're still excited for our chances, and I think the idea that we hear that we've got some other kids that have stepped up, had to play bigger roles. Now maybe next week going into district, we feel pretty good about them having to step in if they need to, and they'll have some confidence going. So.
Well, Coach, it's no secret, over the past decade or decade and a half, the success that you have had there, you go into every season with a target on your back, and now kind of feeling like maybe you're licking your wounds a little bit. You've got some kids that are really going to have to step up, in that district, and a tough district. Tell us a little bit about the district, where it's going to be played, and what the seeds are.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, we come into every season with high expectations here, and it's a good thing because kids just kind of have that expectation. We're going to go in and we need to win, and we've built that. We're proud of that, but it also makes it difficult sometimes, like you said, because it does put a target on your back. And explain to kids every night, people are coming to try to beat you, and when they do, it's that's a big success for them sometimes, just beating you. So we have to try to match that intensity night in and night out that other teams are going to bring at you. So, next week we have a very tough district. Greenfield is the 2 seed, and it's a team that's very talented. They start 5 seniors. They're battle tested. This is a team that a couple years ago went to the sectionals and nearly knocked off Blue Eye, and those kids were all sophomores that year and got a lot of experience through that. So we beat them early in the year by 9 or 10, something like that. It was a good game. So we know that's going to be difficult. Also, there's Dadeville and Niangua in the district that are both very capable teams. So it's not going to be an easy quarterfinal or semifinal matchup, and so tough matchup. We're playing it at a halfway high school. The first 2 rounds are at halfway, and then the championship will be at SBU. So we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a challenge, but.
Yeah, talk about some of the kids that are going to have to step up with these injuries, and I know there's a possibility of maybe getting one or a couple of these young ladies back. But who's kind of toting the mail for you right now?
Yeah, well, we've got 2 sophomores that were our leading scorers as freshmen, Ellie Smith and JC Gavis. Those kids have been leading us all year, and both JC Gavis is averaging a double-double at 17 points, 11 rebounds. She is on her way to becoming a very elite post player in our area. She is very talented. And Ellie Smith has led us since freshman year, all-state kid. She has been the one that kind of keep things rolling through this. She scored 22 at Hollister on Saturday, and she's the lone starter left right now, really. Kelly Albert's been starting a lot this year too, so I don't want to take anything away from her. But, those are the kids that's got to lead us. But we mentioned Kelly Albert. That kid's she's going to be big for us. She's been shooting the ball really well. But kind of the X factor for me is probably got to be Kenna Tudor, a freshman. We're well into late in the season now. She's played a lot all year. She's starting to play well. She's starting to shoot the ball well. We need her to step up pretty big. And then we've got some other kids that are going to come up big. Reagan Doherty's had to step into a starting lineup now and play good defense and be solid. And we've got another freshman, Ariana Vinson, she's kind of the one that I feel like has benefited the most from some of these injuries. She's hasn't got to play a lot until now, and now she's playing a lot, and she's doing a good job, and I think she's getting some confidence. So Jaden Johnson's our lone senior. She's been out for a couple weeks, and we're hoping to get her back. We think we feel positive that she'll be ready for district championship or districts in there. So, and she's our leader, senior, been there, won a state championship. Started a couple years for us, 3 years for us now. She's a good kid, good player, and we need her out there. So.
Kind of handicap, no matter who comes out of this district, whether it's you, Greenfield, Dadeville, whomever it could be, what district do you match up with, and what do you know about that district?
Yeah, we match up with the Chadwick district, and in my mind, I feel like we've probably got the toughest path in the state this year, and it's just the way things work out sometimes. We got put to the south this year with districts 1 through 4, and Chadwick is as good as any team in the state right now. They beat us already once. They're a tough matchup for anybody. So we would have to play them. And if we were fortunate enough to get through that, you're going to play the winner of South Iron and Delta. So It is an absolute gauntlet. And I think Class 1 all across the board. I've told a lot of people this, but this year in particular, I think Class 1 is as good as any class in the state. You look at teams like Platte Valley is just a great team. I think I've heard some things about Meadville and some other teams, and I'm thinking people need to start thinking about Platte Valley because they're the reigning champs for the last 2 years, and they got 2 kids that are juniors that are they're good. So and then I've heard a lot about this Meadville team, and I had a coach from Leeton that told me the other day, mate, they're probably the best team in the state right now. But then you got South Iron, who I think could be. These kids are all seniors. I've seen them since they were freshmen. They're incredible. Delta, obviously, we played them last year. They're returning all these kids, and Chadwick. Don't forget about Leeton. I mean, all these teams right there, Golden City, Max Creek, are all pretty good teams. I think Class 1 is just loaded right now. It's just it's a tough time if you're a Class 1 coach. So.
Yeah, it's probably over the past decade as stacked as it's been, especially in Southwest Missouri, and Southern Missouri, I guess, if you had that, South Iron, and of course Lawrence Graves had stepped away because of an administrative role, so they brought in Jimbo Blackwell to coach them. We had them on last week, and of course the boys have been outstanding, the last couple of years, and then you look and you talk about Delta, and you talk and Bunker. On the boys' side, you look at Bunker, and you've got Rod Gorman. I didn't know that's where he was coaching. He's down at Bunker.
Yeah. It's just a tough time. It's just the luck of the draw sometimes. It's the way it goes. I've had some years where I felt like our path was, not very difficult. And then you go through some years like this where it's just like, hey, if we get to a Final Four this year, we have absolutely earned it. I will tell you that.
Very good. Well, Coach Henry, as always, we appreciate you being generous with your time, and we wish and pray that the injuries would heal up as quickly as possible. I hate for kids to miss this time of the season. Everybody looks forward to the postseason, and maybe they'll get healthy and be able to get on the floor.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Hey, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
All right. You're watching the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us, take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. Hey, special thanks out there to the coach who's been part of our show today. We kind of went through a Class 1 district matchup or district preview of some of the games on the docket for tonight. There's 138 boys basketball games scheduled for today. 4 of them have already gone final. University City over Jennings, 68-56. Blue Springs over Liberty North, 51-47. Rittenhour defeats Hazelwood West, 61-56. And Stover over Cole Camp, 56-45. Elsewhere, some games on the docket for tonight. Normandy Collaborative is at Afton. Koshkonong is at Alton. Salem is at Ava. St. Michael the Archangel is at Barstow. Hickman is at Battle. Puxico is at Bloomfield. Joplin will be at Branson. Butler is at Buffalo. Hollister is at Cassville. Also on the docket for tonight on the boys' side, Marshall is at Chillicothe. Duchesne is at Christian High School. Skyline is at Clever. Elias Catholic will take on Confluence Prep. Bell will be at Crocker. Chaminade, 17-8. They will travel to DeSmet. Southeast will be at East Kansas City. South Callaway at Eugene. Kirkwood is at Eureka. Pierce City is at Exeter. Stratford is at Fair Grove tonight. St. Francis Borgia is at Father Tolton. South Iron is at Festus. Seneca is at Forsyth. Liberty Wentzville is at Fort Zumwalt East. Washington is at Fort Zumwalt North. Francis Howell North is at Fort Zumwalt West. Camdenton will be at Glendale. Again, these are boys' games scheduled for tonight. Lincoln is at Green Ridge. Pacific is at Herman. Palmyra is at Highland. Elsewhere, Hillcrest travels to Kickapoo. Hume is at Kingsville. Newburgh is at Lakeway. Bolivar will be at Lebanon tonight. Bolivar 16-7 on the season. Lebanon 11-12. Staley will be at Lee Summit. Park Hill is at Lee Summit North. Bismarck is at Lafayette, or Lesterville. My apologies. Savannah is at Maryville. Mount Vernon is at McDonald County. Elsewhere on the boys, St. James is at Owensville. Liberty is at Park Hill South. Iberia is at Plato. Monette is at Reed Spring. Neosho is at Republic. Neosho having a surprisingly good season. Kind of came out of nowhere. They're 18-5 on the season, and they travel to Republic tonight. Neelyville is at Risco. Vianney is at SLU. California is at Smith Cotton. Those are just a handful of the games going on tonight. We're certainly glad you're tuning in to High School Game Day here on the Missouri Sports Network. Missouri Sports Network, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol remind us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. Have a great day.